Hi, my name is McKenna Cox, and I have been working on a business plan alongside my mentor, Elizabeth Bowman. Today, I will discuss the various components of my business plan, which is based on a new method of water cleanup. Let's get started. Okay, so today I will highlight the problem that this innovation seeks to solve along with some context of where I got this idea. Second, I will state my solution to this problem and continue to detail its overall benefits and possibilities throughout the rest of this presentation. But first, a little about me. I live in Dallas and I'm currently a junior at high school. As a sophomore, I completed AP Computer Science. This class is what really got me interested in technology in the first place, but I have an overarching passion for business and finance, especially when it comes to finding cost-effective ways to do things that can have a great impact on our well-being. Over the recent summer, I attended Wharton's Global Youth Scholars Centers of Finance program for 2 weeks and absolutely loved my time there. That said, I chose to create this business plan in order to foster my interest in business, finance, and technology. I believe that a crossover between these three subjects can have a major positive impact on today's environment. But let's now get on to the related problems that our world faces today to set some context for my method. Texas has some of the most polluted lakes in America. Dallas waterways like White Rock Lake, Lake Ray Hubbard, and the Trinity River face serious pollution and trash from microplastics. Current cleanup methods are costly and lack community involvement, especially from students. High school students have a certain number of hours they must meet in order to graduate high school. For example, my school district, DISD, gives us a requirement of 40 hours, but this number may increase for students depending on what clubs and organizations that they're affiliated with. All this is happening while the cost of cleanup is going up, pollution is rising, and community participation is going down. These are only two of the key users, though, that I have listed on the left. Other users may include robotics teams, tourists, pedestrians, and school organizations or clubs. Furthermore, these are some of the most dominant factors of pollution in water that I have listed here on the right side. It takes years for these to be decomposed, which is where my method comes in handy. Lastly, here's a fun fact. In 2020, approximately 16.7 million pounds of trash were deposited into Texas bodies of water. Moving on to the solution. This new method is a user-controlled, app-connected water cleaning robot that makes environmental volunteering fun and rewarding. With game-like features, this new method empowers communities to clean polluted water sources while gaining verified volunteer hours, enjoying an interactive experience, and sharing their impact through social media. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's get into the components of the robot and the app and how they work together. First, robots and docks will be outsourced. This lowers initial costs of materials. Imagine a robot that moves on the surface of water, cleaning up trash as it goes with a net in the back. Robots are user controlled, and users will drive the robots back to the dock, and the robots will automatically lock and await for their next user. Methods and location of docking will depend on the water source where the robot is located. In general, all robots will have a method of charge and protection. The app will involve either Bluetooth or Wi-Fi connection and will first be able to be downloaded in the App Store. The app will first follow a simple code. Users will be able to pay for the driving session through the app, and once robots gain more credibility, we are hoping that, for example, lake organizations will purchase the robots and then robots will be free to use for the users. Lastly, while someone is driving the robot, they will encounter video game-like features, sounds, and haptics. In general, instructions to drive the robot and begin drive can be found on the app. If a user faces an issue, they can click an emergency button in the corner. A small camera will be attached to the robot in order to review footage of drive, therefore being able to locate the immediate issue. Lake organizations can use this new method as a way of constant cleanup, eliminating what is many times an extremely high one-year cost, such as dredging, which costs millions of dollars. The user journey. Here, we have a step-by-step process of a user's driving session with the robot. This process is designed to be simple yet effective. Here, we can see that the droplets get cleaner over time. That was fun. And then, okay, let's look at the steps, this last step in particular. Um, okay, when the user is finished, they can slide out the net, weigh the collected trash on a scale, and finally throw the trash away. Then they can slide the net back into the robot and depart. Data on pounds of trash collected can be gathered based on the information that the user inputs in the app. But throughout this entire process, how are risks accounted for? Well, one risk, such as stealing, is accounted for by the fact that robots are dysfunctional past a certain point. Robots will be locked to their dock and a session will not end until the robot is locked. Now, with weather, On days when there is bad weather, the robot will not be able to be used for 36 hours. 24 hours the day of the inclement weather, 6 hours before the day of the inclement weather, and 6 hours after the day of inclement weather. This is because water feels like the impact of bad weather, even if it's not present, is present in the water's motion, and therefore the robot's location for like a longer amount of time. And initially, robots will be collected by me in the event of a bad weather forecast. If robots are out of battery, then that is, well, simply not a problem in the first place, since they are charged by solar panels. Um, and once robots reach a certain battery, a low battery, then they will not be able to be driven. And if they are in mid-session when they reach this low battery, then users will be prompted to bring the robots back to the dock, allowing it to rest, charge the solar panels for a given amount of time. A status light will indicate this. And solar panels should have more watts and voltage than the robot truly needs to complete a session. If the robot breaks mid-session, um, then that is accounted for by the fact that users will begin their session by agreeing to a terms and conditions. But if the robot does break while a user is using the robot, they can click on the problem section in the app. Then robots will have cameras on them that record different sessions. This way, we can see how the robot truly broke. If robots are lost, then for how do we count for the losing section? Well, robots will have a geofence and they will not be able to use past a certain time of day. A geofence basically limits the distance and range that the robot can travel. Okay, moving on to integration of video game and social media. Social media and video games are a powerful duo. Here I have listed the primary impact that they will have on the success and longevity of this new method. For example, we have that both of them enhance user experience. They make sort of an addiction, a good addiction to cleaning the environment. Video games and social media especially appeal to younger generations where they will be able to also receive those volunteer hours. Social media can really enhance the competition and community environment that will make this a new method thrive. And also, social media amplifies impact visibility, which is basically ties into the fact that social media posts about environmental and sustainable efforts are extremely popular today. And therefore, posts about the usage of this new method, the use of this robot will thrive and expand on social media. Okay, moving on to market opportunity. Here's the market opportunity of this new method. It is proved through statistics on the increasing popularity of the industry, as well as this new method's alignment with the growing interest of society today, that this new method will thrive in today's world. Approximately 2 billion people in the world play mobile games. 26.4% of teenagers do volunteer work outside of volunteer requirements, and this number is increasing yearly. Here is a TAM-SAM-SONG explanation. Total addressable market, service addressable market, and then service obtainable market. I'll do a quick walkthrough through the total addressable market, just so you get the feel of how I got these numbers. The total addressable market formula was 150,000 students times $4.8 an hour, times 1 hour per session, times 1 session per month, times 12 months per year, times implemented at 5 polluted bodies of water equals $43.2 million a year. I got this number because there are 150,000 students in Dallas, and also, and I think about yeah. Also, with Lime bikes, they charge 15 cents to 30 cents per minute, and since people are doing good for the environment while driving these robots, we'll charge about 8 cents per minute, resulting in about $4.80 an hour. Also, this 1 hour number came from the fact that volunteer work is usually done on an hourly basis. 2 hours, that would be too much outside, so 1 hour would be kind of the regular amount. And then one usage per month, 12 months per year, 5 polluted bodies of water in Dallas, and that's $43.2 million a year. Okay, so for this slide, I'll explain why Lakewood first. Well, I live right by White Rock Lake, and this is an extremely polluted lake. And I am developing a relationship with the board of White Rock Lake, and they have told me that in order to develop this idea further and implement at White Rock Lake, I will need approval from the what's it called? I believe it's called the park department. Yes, the park department. And in order to gain credibility, I will voluntarily make and give a monthly report of any statistics, progress, or issues that our partners or sponsors care about. Examples of this may include monthly pounds of trash collected, number of users, the amount of posts made on social media about the method and its usage, and the main problems that the robots faced that month as well. Our aim is to take care of all of construction and maintenance on our own, minimizing the amount of work for our partners and sponsors. We will address the fact that there are lake activities through geofencing, limiting the range that robots can travel so they don't interfere with rowing, sailing, kayaking, canoeing, any of these lake activities. Okay, further down the road. Further down the road, this can be huge worldwide. This all started when I was in the seventh grade and I was playing this game right here, this game, and it was where I coded a robot to clean the floor of an ocean, and it kind of made me feel bad that I was solely doing this on the computer and not really doing it in real life. So that is what I hope this idea becomes one day with at home and mobile gaming is where people can be able to control these robots from home, clean the ocean from home, and not have to go to these sites. Also, there can be workshop at sites for robot programming for the robotics teams, school organizations in general, and the robot cleanup can be land-based, underwater. Instead of cleaning trash, it can be filtering water, collecting data about the ecosystem. Users can be able to purchase these, hopefully one day, for their own usage if they want to just go out have their own robot, put it out there, and start driving, then it can be affiliated with the company. And competitions. There can be competitions with the grand prize on who can clean up the most amount of trash with these robots at the sites, which would have a great social media impact as well. Overall, thank you. This new method allows us to change the world. I hope that you feel inspired today and have learned a lot from our presentation. Thank you.